May 7th, 2013, 5,000 kilometers. I checked my map this morning. 5 ridges ran north to south, and the road went east to west. Each hill required half an hour of intense effort to get to the top, while the descents were a frightening 5 minutes of dodging loose gravel and potholes. The broad valley between the hills filled in with sprouting crops and fields of grass, and each one had a quiet little town with a few people outside. I smiled at them as they watched me coming and going. Shortly before noon, my odometer crossed 5,000 kilometers. I felt proud. That's a long way to go on a bicycle. To celebrate, I stopped and took a moment to appreciate where I had arrived. I was on a deeply potholed bridge over a small stream between 2 gently sloping hills. Open pasture, crops, and tilled soil reached into the distance. There were no homes in sight, nor any traffic. Only a lone box truck parked next to a single leafy tree. I biked over to the truck to find 2 men sitting in the shade. 50 small white chickens pecked at the grass around them, while another 100 were crammed into the back of the vehicle. I sat with the men for a few minutes while they let the birds cool off, which was notably considerate of them. The midday heat had reached into the high 80s, and the pounding sun must have made the back of the truck feel like an oven. For myself, I found respite from the heat in the form of a cooling spring. A pipe protruding from the base of a hill trickled water into an overflowing concrete trough sitting in a patch of dark green grass. I rinsed myself and my shirt for the first time in 8 sweaty days. It's not been for lack of water. I've been following rivers. I just don't like to be wet, and I don't mind being dirty. The past few days, I've seen many of the communities get their water from traditional hand-dug wells using a bucket tied to a rope. A small town will have a dozen of them placed a few houses apart. There are also wells built randomly between towns. Sometimes they are accompanied by a small shrine or a little building adorned with Catholic symbolism. I imagine it is an effective marketing strategy to use water to win the faith of a thirsty population. So far, I have avoided getting water directly from the wells. I don't know the etiquette, so I feel intimidated. When I last ran out, I went to a bar to ask for more. The bartender scooped water from a bucket to fill my bottles. I realized only then that there is no running water in a town that drinks from a well. I'm glad that I stopped because the chlorine flavor indicated the water was treated, something I would not have thought to do if I had filled up from a well myself. Along with the wells, another rustic site in Romania has been the horse-drawn cart. I see quite a few of them when I'm not on the highway. Unless the carts are very full, the horses will run faster than I pedal. The drivers smile and nod to me as they slowly go around. Other times, I see them parked on the side of the road, refilling their horses as if they are at a gas station, except that the horses are just eating grass. This evening, I had trouble finding a place to sleep. I was caught in a plain of farmland without trees and no way to hide from the little towns that appeared every mile or two. The sky was turning pink before I pushed my bike away from the road to sleep on the ground behind the berm of an irrigation ditch. I am mostly hidden, but now in the dark, the headlights of distant cars are sweeping over me. Fortunately, there isn't much traffic.